Hey everybody, good morning. I wanted to hop on here and talk about fitness and exercise because I've been getting a lot of questions, especially from clients about like, how do I gauge if I'm exercising enough? Or they start to wonder like, am I exercising too much? And so I have a easy system to help you guys to gauge if you're exercising too much or not exercising enough, all right? And I call it moving the bar. We call it moving the bar, okay? So this is our test. This is our test for if we are exercising, to see if we're exercising in a healthy and sustainable way, all right? So let's start with, am I, exercising too much? And I think where we need to begin with that is, let's think about what our expectations are for ourselves, okay? What is your expectation, or maybe what is your goal? Like, how often are you setting out to exercise each week? Okay, so think about what your typical exercise goal is. So we can think about it in terms of, okay, it's this many days a week, and then what are you doing for exercise, okay? Is it 3 days a week I do strength? Is it like I make sure I go to power yoga? Is it I make sure that I go to, CrossFit twice a week? So what is your regimen? What is your fitness regimen, okay? So first, I want you to picture that. What is your expectation? What is your goal, okay? And once you have that in mind, the way we can break this down and analyze if we're exercising too much is think about how it feels when you're about to do the exercise, okay? When you're about to go to the class or go to the gym or start your home workout, right? You're anticipating beginning this activity. How does it feel? Does it feel like, all right, I'm ready, like I'm gonna feel so good after, like I'm looking forward to this. I know it's gonna be hard, but still like I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy I'm doing it. Or do you have to drag yourself? Do you have to just drag yourself to get to the gym? Do you have to like really hype yourself up to get yourself to the class? Do you have anxiety around going? Like, do you have a lot of anxiety to where like a lot of times you just don't even do it? You just don't even go, or you don't do it. So what does it feel like in your body before you're about to do the activity? And when you think about doing the activity, when you wake up in the morning and you think, I have to go do this class or this workout, how does that feel? Do you feel like, okay, yeah, like this is definitely gonna be part of my day? Or are you like, oh, like it might not be a part of my day because I might not be able to get myself there for whatever reason, whatever mind drama is going on? If that's what's happening to you, so if you fall into that camp, then it is time to move the bar. And what does that mean? So you have set the bar here, okay? You need to be super honest with yourself. Get real, we have to move the bar. We have to move the bar to something that's gonna be attainable for you. Listen, you should never have to dread exercise. And if you dread it, you're doing the wrong thing. You've picked the wrong type of activity, and it has made you, it's holding you back. It's holding you back from getting healthy and meeting your goals. Okay? So you need to find something new that you are going to love. You need to find movement that you're going to love, and sometimes the only way to do that is to move the bar down and have realistic expectations. So here's what I mean. Have you ever thought that going for a walk 30 minutes a day is enough? Just moving is enough? Or do you think, if I don't make it to power yoga, I failed? Let's say one day you wake up and you don't go to your CrossFit or whatever your workout is for that day, but you do walk for 30 minutes. Do you see that as enough? Or do you say, I failed because I didn't get to my class, I didn't meet my goals, I'm not gonna get fit, how am I gonna lose weight? The American College of Sports Medicine has recommended for years and years that adults exercise 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. This is not vigorous activity that we need to be doing to be healthy. They say moderate intensity. So your bar should be movement, okay? So some of us have set the bar to like that goal that we started this live with. I asked you at the beginning of this live, I said, what is your expectation? What is your goal? And so for some of you guys, your expectation is, I make it to this class this many days a week, or I do this type of workout, okay? Change that, if you're not meeting that, you have to change that expectation to just movement, move. You have to move your body. And if you're moving your body, that's enough. Okay? So one way to gauge then, if you're exercising too much, is to think about, is it really hard for you to pull yourself to get there, okay? Or to start the activity. And then think about, how is your body feeling? Is your body feeling like, I have a knee that hurts, I have an ankle that keeps like doing this weird thing, my shoulder is like all tight, like it's not, like I have this pain. Like if you're starting to notice that your joints and things are like breaking down, there is a chance that you're over exercising, okay? And here's what I want you to think about. Here's another way you can tell if you're exercising too much or if you're choosing the wrong type of exercise. Picture yourself when you're 80 years old. Are you going to wish that you had just done more box jumps? That you had ran more, 5Ks throughout the week or half marathons? Are you going to wish that you had, done more Olympic lifts? Or are you going to be like, I am so glad that I can get up and down out of my chair? You're 80 years old. Are you going to say, I'm so glad that I started a walking routine in my 20s because I can still walk and it feels like so natural to me. It's like second nature. I've been doing this for 40 years. I'm just walking, right? Just walking feels good. So picture yourself when you're old, and what are the types of activities that you're either going to wish that you had done or hadn't done? And what's going to set you up for longevity and mobility, you guys? What kind of exercises can you do right now for long-term functionality? Do you see 80-year-olds doing a bunch of Olympic lifts? Do you see 80-year-olds doing box jumps all day? So why do you need to be doing that in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s? I just don't think they're, long term, that's not gonna benefit you. So why are you doing it now? And the other thing is, the risk outweighs the benefit. Long term, those activities could hurt you. You could severely mess up your knees, jack up your joints by doing these exercises that are super hard on your body. So we need to be kinder to our bodies, right? Sometimes we just punish ourselves with exercise. And it's like, guys, we have to think about this in a different way. The goal is movement. And the goal should be joyful movement. Listen, registered dietitian Rebecca Scritchfield, she's an expert. She's incredible. I look up to her so much. And she says the best, most beneficial type of exercise is the kind that you can do consistently. So think about the kind of exercise you can do consistently and the kind of exercise that you can do long term. Because you know how terrible it felt when your gym closed, right? For COVID, your gym closed, your classes, your fitness classes were canceled, and you had to find a whole new routine. So picture that happening as you start to get older and older and older. And you have to completely change your routine because what you were doing when you were young won't support you anymore. Whereas I personally, Maria, don't have to worry about that. I will never have that problem. Here's why. What I do for exercise is I love to walk and I love to do yoga, and I can do that until I'm in the grave. And so I don't have to worry that once I start to get older, I'm gonna have to really change up my routine, or fear like not being able to move, or fear that my body is not gonna be able to do the things that I need it to do. Get up and down out of a chair, lay down in bed and get back up, right? Am I gonna have the core strength? I don't have to worry about that because I'm setting myself up now at 27 years old to be able to do that long term. Okay, and I know that what I'm doing now, I could realistically sustain for the rest of my life. But if what I was doing right now was everyday box jumps, was everyday, squat and press with heavy weights, there's nothing inherently wrong with those exercises. They are good for you. I mean, they're fine. It's good to build bone strength and density, all of the things. Strength is awesome. But you do want to think about like how hard you're really being on your body, okay? So if you are doing those really intense, hi Jim, if you're doing those really intense workouts all throughout the week, just think about what it's doing to your body. And Jim is actually an anomaly, okay? Jim on here is a person who can do intense exercise, right? And is not held back by his age, I will say. But I do think too, there are things that Jim has to modify, potentially, right? Because there are things that start to happen as you get older that you just can't do, right? You can't do them anymore like you could do when you were in your 20s. And the goal is movement, right? The goal is just movement, okay? So we just want to see how we can move our bodies. So I was talking mostly up to this point about the idea of exercising too much, okay? So let's think about it the opposite end, not exercising enough, okay? How do you know if you're not exercising enough? Well, again, let's just start at the basic. American College of Sports Medicine recommendation is 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day for adults, okay? So if you're not meeting that right now, there's a chance that you could be moving more, okay? You could be moving more. But what I don't want you to do is go out and be like, all right, 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day, here we go, right? Because if right now you're doing like 1 or 2 days, or you're doing 3 days, you need to start with just adding 1 more day. Because this is what happens. People go all or nothing, right? They say, okay, I'm gonna meet that goal then. Maria says the criteria is 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day, that's what I'm gonna do. But if right now you're at 1 day a week, or you're at 5 days a week, 10 minutes a day, you need to start small and be realistic and then work your way up. Because if you have too big of goals, right, when you don't meet them, you're just falling back. You're not making progress anymore. You get discouraged and you stop. So we have to be small. We have to be making small, realistic goals. So if you're not getting enough movement in your day, too, the other thing is, where is your bar? Where are your expectations? Set the bar to a place where you can meet it. Something that's really realistic. Again, you guys, be honest with yourselves, right? Really be real about, like, what is something that I'm not gonna have to drag myself to do, that I'm not gonna have to force myself to do. The best type of exercise is the kind that you can do consistently, okay? Not the kind that feels like a huge, torturous event, right? We make fitness like this huge to-do. What if you just saw it as another part of your day? Just like, yeah, another thing that I do, right? And it should be like that. We should be able to fit movement seamlessly into our lives. And if we're struggling to do that, then you need to move your bar, right? You need to move the bar down because your expectation is way too high. I think that somewhere along the way, we got this idea that we all need to be like Olympic athletes. I was there. I was doing 1-arm push-ups, okay? I thought that, if I wasn't performing to this crazy level, then like I wasn't fulfilling my potential, right? Because my mindset was anybody can be an athlete. You just have to work harder at it, okay? The truth is, like, is that a healthy mentality though? Or are you going to an extreme, right? So we need to avoid these extremes and we need to find a place of balance in our lives that we can maintain forever. We need to ground ourselves and not get obsessive, right? So when it comes to fitness, what are your expectations? okay? What are they? Are they realistic? Are they maintainable, right? Are they going to be sustainable for you long term? And is it bringing you joy? So exercise, let's say my exercise is going for a walk with a friend, right? Let's say every Friday morning I go for a walk with my friend, or we do a light jog. I would never ask the question, like, is that enough exercise for the day? Of course it is, right? Because I moved my body with a friend. It was fun and joyful. And guess what? I didn't even have to think twice about it. I just walked out the door, met my friend, and I did it. I didn't have to be like, oh, I really don't want to do this. Like, I have to pull myself to the gym. Like, I really don't want to do this. I didn't dread it, right? So if I walked, moved my body for 30 minutes and it was joyful, I did it. I'm not going to say I should go do another workout. I really didn't do enough today. I should go do something else. I already moved. I'm good, right? So I think that's like a really destructive line of thinking. When you do 30 minutes of movement and then you think like that wasn't enough. I didn't do enough because my goal was this, or my expectation of myself is this. Move that bar down. Get real about what is acceptable, what's enough, okay? And here's another terrible motivator for fitness. Weight loss. Are you exercising because you want to lose weight, or are you exercising because you're afraid that if you don't, you'll gain weight? That is not a sufficient or sustainable motivator. Think of all the reasons that exercise is amazing and incredible for you. You can list a bajillion health benefits to exercise, to movement, right? To safe movement. And then think about the way that you feel after you move, right? These are the motivators. Think about, why you want to be active, why you want to be fit and healthy, so that I can keep up with my kids or my grandkids. Like, guys, what are the things that really matter? What are the things that really matter? These are the reasons that we need to be moving our bodies. Not for weight. That number, no, doesn't matter. That number on the scale, stop thinking about it. Stop fixating on it. We can't be moving our bodies for the sake of weight loss or out of fear of weight gain. Because where your head goes then is, I weigh too much right now. I'm not enough at my current body size, right? We go through this whole then destructive pattern of thinking that's not productive and not helpful. Or we think like, if I gain weight, what are you afraid is going to happen if you gain weight? You won't be respected. You won't respect yourself. You won't love yourself. Other people won't accept you, right? What are your fears? All of these are very negative lines of thinking, and they don't motivate us long term to do what we need to do things that matter. So your whys for movement need to be huge. Your whys need to be like the things that hit you to your core, okay? Like your, like keeping up with your grandkids, right? Would you do anything for your grandkids or your kids? Would you lay down your life for them, right? Then that matters. That matters to you so much. They're so important to you that you want to be able to move with them. You want to be active, right? So like that's a great example of just like an incredible motivator for movement. So I just challenge you guys today to find an incredible motivator for movement that's not weight. All right? And again, like that's the thing that's going to sustain you and make exercise a part of your life forever. Make fitness a part of your life forever. And let's say I have a walking routine with a friend, like the example I used earlier, a walking routine with a friend every Friday. Then my motivation for movement is I get to hang out with that friend, and that friend is so deeply important to me, right? My connection with that friend is so important to me that I'm going to make sure that I get that movement in because it means I get to see my friend, right? So things like that, like the most important things in our life, they say aren't things, right? They're people. So who are the people that you could show up for better, the better shape you're in, right? The healthier you are. That's a better motivator, right? You do your walking routine, or you do your yoga, or whatever your favorite form of fitness is. You do your Zumba for the people you love and for yourself, right? Because you love yourself enough. You love yourself enough to show your body respect, right? And one way we show our body respect is to care for it. Self-care, okay? So movement is an act of respect for ourselves and for the people in our lives who we care about, who care about us. All right? So if you're moving in a way that is so much more focused on like appearance or vanity or weight, like, guys, that stuff doesn't matter. And if you keep moving for those reasons, you're never gonna feel enough. You're never gonna feel like you're doing enough, right? Because we're always gonna wanna change the way we look. We're always gonna wish we were 10 pounds lighter, or we're always gonna fear gaining that 10 pounds. So if your motivator for fitness is centered around that, centered around the way you look, or a fear of what's gonna happen if you gain weight, all this stuff, like, you're never gonna feel fulfilled. And you're never gonna feel like your exercise is enough. So think then again about, just to recap, like, a lot of times my clients and I have to have like a come to Jesus moment where we have to move their bar, right? Their bar for exercise was all the way up here because they were like, if I'm not moving, I kid you not, right? These are real examples. They think if I'm not moving 3 hours a day, and I don't just mean moving, I mean like running, lifting, like if I'm not doing these things 3 times a day, then all of these undesirable outcomes are gonna, happen. So this come to Jesus moment is where I say, like, hold on, let's move this bar down, okay? If you just move your body for like 30 minutes a day or 60 minutes a day, right? Most days, you're gonna be healthy, you're gonna be able to keep up with your family, you're gonna be fine. So what are you so afraid is gonna happen if you are not meeting that unrealistic expectation that you've set for yourself, right? And if you don't believe me when I say you're gonna be fine, then we need to redefine what fine looks like for you. Because if you're not fine, 10 pounds heavier than where you are right now, or if you're not fine at your current weight, then that's where the work needs to start, right? These are the mental blocks that are going to keep getting in your way. You need to know that you're always going to be fine, and you need to feel safe, right? And you need to feel safe from your own thought bullies. You need to have allies and advocates for your own self in your head, because thought bullies will come up all the time, and they'll say you're not exercising enough. They'll say you need to lose 10 pounds. They'll say if you don't go run 10 miles today, then you're going to gain 15 pounds. And you need to have a voice in your head that says, shh, 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 If I just run 3 miles today, like, I'll be good. Like, I won't gain 15 pounds, like, whatever, that's not even a thing. And, like, you also need to know, like, accepting your body the way it is does not mean that you're resigning to a version of yourself that, like, could be better, right? Accepting yourself at your current body size is just saying, like, I respect you. I understand that you got to this body size because of X, Y, and Z, right? Sometimes we get to our current body size through maladaptive behaviors. Sometimes we do have patterns of behavior that get us to a body size that is larger than it needs to be. But you gotta start by saying, that's okay. We were just trying to stay alive. We were coping. And even if I wish things were different, I can still respect myself where I'm at right now. Okay? So you'll be amazed at what happens when you can operate from a stance of self-respect. When you can operate in the world like, it's like things don't faze you as much because you're like, I know that I'm worthy. I'm enough. Like, I respect myself. And so that way too, like if you do make mistakes, you understand that you're human, right? And you're like, I still respect myself just the same. Okay? So we're way too hard on ourselves, and our expectations of ourselves are unnecessarily high. Okay? So I'm gonna go because I have to go live in my other group. If you guys want to join me there, it's Women's Wellness and Workouts. And it is a private Facebook group of amazing women who support one another on their health journeys. And today I'm talking about why diets don't work and the science behind how diets make you fat. So if you're interested, you can apply to join that group. We'd love to have you. And I hope this was helpful for you guys today. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot them my way. But listen, you're doing great, okay? You're doing great. And you're gonna keep doing great so long as you keep working on how you can respect yourself every single day, all right? Have a wonderful Wednesday. Love you guys, bye.